Good morning, guys. This is Patti Sanders with Earthworks. We're down here in Settlers Landing at the Wen residence, wrapping up a beautiful job that is a whole total transformation again. We tore out all construction grade landscaping, did a little tropical twist on it. They're from San Diego. They wanted the whole Florida experience with the other little couple pops of surprises of some water features and some retaining wall and a little bit of drainage. So I'm really excited to show you this beautiful property today. I think the guys did a fantastic job. Again, we start up front with a spillway bowl, which is a nice simple, you don't always have to do a pond when you do a water feature, guys. It could be something as simple as just an urn or a sphere or the spillway bowls. It makes a nice accent to your entranceway. And we've nicely decorated with some of the actual original plants that were here, some blue days. We added some Ponte. A lot of people like to add little Japanese maples in their designs too, which is really cool. But I think this front, especially with the clients' fall decorations, really is just a really nice, comfortable entranceway to welcome people into their home. So as we come around, a couple of our main features that we did with this design is we took out, again, a lot of that construction grade landscaping, added some Sylvestris palms, some queen palms for that tropical look. Love the muley grass, guys. It's a Florida native. It's a great plant. It gives you fall color. It's blooming everywhere right now. It's a really, really great grass. Some accent pieces of some cardboard palms. And then a lot of filler plants, like we added some loropetalum and some kunti palms, another Florida native. Foxtail ferns, which are a great pop of green. Just a really nice, easy tropical design. And we kind of mimicked the same thing. They really wanted a Robellini palm. We love this triple. It was the best one we had there. We picked out for them. Again, repeated some of the patterns of colors over here as well. That loropetalum just pops against the white house, guys. I can't stress enough how great those purple plants do. That one is a dwarf form. You got to be a little cognizant of the hybridized plants. They sometimes have a little bit of a tweaking with the weather when we get it really, really hot. So that's something you're gonna have to keep an eye on during the summertime with watering, making sure everything's watered properly. Again, the muley grass, one of my favorites. It's so fantastic. Little plumes of color. A great Sylvestris, again, bracing, really important to have that. Again, on this side, guys, we've got our queen palm for that nice flowy palm feel. We wanted to have a hedge here. As you guys can see, these properties are really close to each other. So we've got this huge house that they're building next door. So the idea was to create this kind of privacy hedge here, but not a whole hedge of the same plant. So we mixed in, besides our viburnum, our all-bouquet viburnum, we mixed in some dwarf sugar palms, which is a shorter, fuller version of a palm, which is great. We've also, again, picked up with some cardboards. The client wanted to add a sago palm and another loropetalum, so that's another good thing too, guys. We give you a basic design. You could always add your little twist to it. We love that. We love seeing people get creative with their landscapes after the fact. Something I want to point out with hydrangeas, guys, this is the time of year they start going into their dormancy period, so they're not all big and lush this time of year. So if you do decide to go hydrangeas, make sure you have the expectation, guys. This time of year, they're going to look like they are now. There's still some new growth on these guys, but they're not going to look like they do in the summertime. So if you do fall planting or go into even, winter planting and early spring, your hydrangeas are not going to look like they do in the summertime. They're a fantastic choice of plant, but again, you just have to have that expectation that they're not going to look so great this time of year. Coming down this right-hand side too, another thing I want to point out is our paver walkway that we added here. He's got his mom here from Vietnam, so we want to make sure we did a solid paver pathway coming from her entranceway to the backyard. It is a little tight here, guys. Something to be wary about as you're building restriction lines, because we want to make sure we stay on this side of it when we're so close to the other property. So again, it's a little tight here. We put a little bit of filler of liriope here, but again, we had to do this because our building restriction line was really tight. So as we go into the backyard, we're going to see a little bit of another pop of surprise as you come around this back walkway here. We've got our drainage, again, I talked about in another video, going into the ground, which is an excellent choice to keep that water away from the house. And we got it running towards the back, both of these guys right here, so we don't have any drainage problems in this newly designed backyard. But as we turn around, one of the biggest things that we had in this design was an elevation change. Some of these properties that go back up to the preserves have like an elevation change. It doesn't provide that flat yard that you're looking for, especially if you have kids. So what we did is we incorporated a retaining wall in here, guys. It allows us to have a level backyard for the kids to play on. but it also gives us some other really cool elements. As we walk through here, you'll get to see. And my favorite part is always just jumping on the wall. I'm a big kid at heart. I love getting just right up on the wall, and experiencing it as you walk around is super, super cool. Here's another one of those beautiful dwarf sugar palms. But as you come around here, you've got the nice wall retaining all your lawn here. But we got some cool elements back here with some more palm trees, a loquat. We've got some thuralis and hibiscus that are a little small right now, but as they get bigger, it's going to give us that backdrop that'll kind of block off some of the view in the back. But we do still have a little bit of area here that's unfinished. Again, nature's going to take care of that, guys. So this stuff will all grow in. He's talking about bringing in some goldenrod and some, I think it's called wild fennel back here to kind of, you know, fill in some of these spaces. But just a really cool backdrop of your retaining wall, something that's a little bit outside the norm. They can give you kind of that more natural look. To me, it reminds me of where I came from in upstate New York, where we played on rocks and just explored as kids. So this is a really cool element that not only retains this area so the plants will do better, the kids can kind of go through here, but it's just a really cool element to play on, I think, for the kids as they get older. They're a little bit small right now, so they're a little bit young to do this, and as you come back through, you can see where our drainage comes out. Behind these retaining walls, guys, we do have to have drainage. I know it's an additional cost, but it's really, really important to do it the right way. We don't want pressure building up from moisture coming onto that wall, so we build and we saw this in a couple of our other videos where we've got the piping behind there. It's real important to get drainage right and have it coming out the back. So there's no pressure on these walls. The walls will hold up long term. It's just the right thing to do. Another really cool view at the Wen residence, guys, as we come around this corner, you don't really see it right away, but as you pop around the corner, you get the little pond back there that's really, really cute. We got the walkway again for the mom to kind of come out to the outdoor living area here. But as you come across the grass, the pond, you see a little bit of it, but as you come around here, and again, these screens actually open up electronically, so it creates this outdoor room. So you actually can walk through here and walk through the pond area. But Nick and his team did an awesome job on this pond. They had to lift up the wall a little bit for that retention, guys, to retain. We have to have a little bit of fall for the waterfalls. Just a beautiful job, one of my favorite ponds. Doesn't have to be large to be really cool, guys. This is the smallest of our ponds, again, the tadpole, but it's just a really nice element. It's kind of cool that you have a magnolia from the neighbors as your backdrop. So again, always take into consideration what your neighbors have, because that saves you from putting too many big plants. You can actually use their plants as well. But really, really cool area. Again, if you pop over here, you see the drainage right there. You do have that drainage again so that we don't have anything building up in this area. Drainage coming through this little area right here as well. But another cool thing, we've got these great August Beauty gardenias. Not only is that going to grow up and give us a little bit of privacy from the neighbor, but they smell fantastic. They are blooming now. We are going to start getting into our dormancy period. They're evergreen, but they won't be blooming as much during the winter time. But it's kind of nice to see them even out in October blooming. They smell great, and there was actually a little tree frog in there earlier. I think John got a picture of it. So really, really cool. And then down this area, nobody really sees down there, so we didn't focus too much down there. But here is, you know, our wonderful backyard. I think this turned out really, really nice. And can't wait to show you some of the other jobs I'm working on. And if you're interested in coming to get a consultation, you can come to the garden center or give us a call. Lindy will help you out, get you scheduled, and I'd be glad to help you out with your landscape, whether it be landscape, water features, walls, pavers, whatever you guys want. Have a great day.